Good evening, everyone. Welcome to Becoming the Woman of Your Dreams podcast. I hope everyone is having a good evening. I am your host, Shakita Davis, visionary of Women with Vision and Purpose, where our mission here is to help every woman find their core strength in the entrepreneurial world and help them develop who they were. On tonight, we have a special guest that I will bring to the screen. Her name is Nicole Goodman, who resides here in Houston, Texas. Nicole is a multi-business owner. She is an author, a mother, a serialpreneur, and I am going to bring her to the stage with us tonight so she could share her testimony with us on how she's becoming the woman of her dreams. Hey, Nicole, how are you?
Hi, Shakita. I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on today.
Yes, also thank you for being a guest on tonight. And this is actually our last segment for Women's History Month. So it is an honor to have you on get a little more information about you, get to know who Nicole is, and just have fun tonight. It's live. Please don't worry about the blurbs, the things that may happen. It's all part of the process. So just bear with us this evening, okay?
Yes, Shakita, I'm
So
ready
I
for
do
it.
want to
Let's go.
start with the icebreaker question. That's right. Yes. So I do want to start with the icebreaker question, Nicole. I want you to share with us what is your favorite movie and why?
Okay. Absolute favorite movie. Honestly, I gotta say, The Five Heartbeats. I just love that movie. I love the music. I love the acting. I like to hang with old Eddie Kane.
Very good. Very good. I think I've seen Five Heartbeats, only a few, maybe a handful, but is that the meme that what it says? Ain't nobody talking to you, Otis? Is that correct?
No, no.
No. I don't know what movie that is. Okay, well, forgive me for not knowing.
I'm gonna need you to go watch The Five Heartbeats when we finish this call tonight.
I would definitely binge watch that this weekend and go watch it so I could be up to par with the appropriate scene. So, Nicole, tell us. I want you to let the individuals who are watching let them know who is Nicole Goodman.
Well, I am Nicole Goodman. I am a mother of four. Let's see what else. I am a serial entrepreneur. I guess that's the new terminology used this day and time. I own multiple businesses. I'm a published author. I have two published books, and I also have a documentary based on my life and what it has been like living with mental health issues and diagnosis and what that looks like, even from a Christian perspective. Let's see. I'm a speaker, so I typically speak on mental health and self development. I coach in self development, and I'm a secret philanthropist.
Absolutely. Those are a lot of great things that one, you are doing for yourself, you are doing for the community. And I definitely appreciate what you're doing. I am so happy that you and I have had the chance to partner up on some things that are taking place that have started last year. And things are just growing and flourishing and getting better. So I'm super excited about that.
I am too. It's been a long time coming, and when we decided to partner on some previous projects, I just love the energy. So I'm looking forward to what we do moving forward.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, you know what? I have our next question is, have you attended a WWP event? And I know you've had the chance to attend our first event that happened this past weekend. And I just want you to share with the viewers, what was your
So,
intake, how was the
Shakita,
experience and everything.
before we move forward, I just want to let you know that It is a little glitching on your end, a little delayed. So I
Okay.
don't know if it's something you got to adjust. But
Yes, let me see what I gotta do. Hold on.
while you're doing that, I'll go ahead and answer that question. Yes, I was honored to attend last week's event, becoming the woman of my dreams. I absolutely enjoy being a part of the event, having the opportunity to network with a lot of amazing women. And I mean, you were there. Obviously, you hosted the event, but just the energy in the space was just on another level. I feel like the spirit at some point entered the room, and I know the other sister, she brought that up to everyone's attention. And I mean, it was just an amazing event. The food was good. Uh, the vendors were on point, and so I think attending these WWV events, what it does is it gets entrepreneurs and strong women in a similar space, where we're able to network and empower each other. So I'm looking forward to the next event.
And my mic was muted. Okay, thank you for sharing that. Are you able to hear me now loud and clear? Yes, thank you. So I was happy to have you attend the event. It was definitely something that was totally different, and I definitely appreciated that all the women who were involved to make the event a success. So I just want to check. Can you hear me loud and clear, Nicole? I wonder if we're having some sound issues. So it says my mic is on. Can you hear me? Oh my goodness, y'all. There's always some type of tech issues going on.
Yeah, don't worry. It's alive, you know.
Yes. Okay, what
Things
about
happen.
now? Can you hear me?
I can hear you loud and clear.
Yes.
I
Okay.
can see you.
Perfect. 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 So I'm not gonna get bombarded or upset about that. It happens, tech issues, but we are live, and I hope everyone did hear what you stated about the event that happened this past weekend. It was definitely one
There you go.
for the books. I really enjoyed the women who were there. I enjoyed your presence of being there as well, and you networking with the women and loving on them. So I was very honored to have you in the building this weekend.
I was glad to be there.
Yes. So next we are going to jump into, when did you realize you were becoming the woman of your dreams?
Well, let's see. Um, I probably started after I was coming out of I went through a really bad season in 2009, and around 2012, maybe. I mean, it took me a while to kind of come out of that. The light bulb just came on. You know, I always have been special, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn or anything, but special also means a little awkward and weird and, you know, quirky, whatever you want to say. So since
Mm-hmm.
I came in the world, and people often say I have an old spirit, which I do, but I think just God created me this way, and I had to go through some stuff to really be molded into the woman I am today. But I would say after that season, the light bulb came on. And my first business I started when I was 18 years old. And so I always had a mind for entrepreneurship. And I come from a long line of entrepreneurs. My mom is an entrepreneur. My grandmother was an entrepreneur. My grandfather was an entrepreneur. My sister is an entrepreneur. My brother is an entrepreneur. Like
Wow.
we're just a family of entrepreneurs. So becoming this woman was life just had to happen. So after that season, um, I got stronger, mentally stronger. And I started Tackle Tutoring as an official tutoring center. And from there, I just started growing and growing and growing and growing. And now I'm in another transition of my life, and I have hit another gear.
Yes.
Yes.
2
So
snaps to that.
I hit another gear, and probably at the end of 2021. And I just, yeah, I've been going. And so now I knew I didn't know until today that I was becoming this woman back then. And so now when I look back, that's when it started.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm in the season of becoming the woman of my dreams. And, I'm looking forward to getting to the next point and the next point and whoever that woman is as I continue to grow and evolve. I want to become a better woman, a better entrepreneur, better everything. But right now, I am, even with everything that's going on in my life, I'm at peace about things, and there's hope and growth, and I think all of that sums up being the woman of your dreams. I mean, what else can you really ask for?
Absolutely. You know what? When I think of, as I listen to you speak, and I'm thinking, as much as we may see ourselves and we may see ourselves in the life that we do dream of, it comes to a point so you know what, we cannot skip the process. And it's the process that cultivate us to that next dimension of becoming. And this is why this podcast is called Becoming the Woman of Your Dreams, because you're gonna continually grow, you're gonna continually change, you're gonna continue evolving, you're gonna continue meeting the people that you need to meet to get you to your next level. So I'm super excited for you. I know God has some great things in store for you. And it comes to a point to where I was speaking to myself the other day, and I was like, Lord, you really doing this. You really are doing this in my life. And I had to go back to a scripture like help my unbelief, because I see myself here, but do I really believe that I can get there? Do I believe that I belong there? And I was like, you know what? Yes, it's yours. You can. I got you. So I'm super excited for the woman that you are becoming. And then for the individuals who are coming behind you, being a pioneer for those who are watching you. So I would say stay encouraged, keep going. We are rooting for you. You'll be surprised who are really looking up to you, and you don't know until you get to a place. And this is why this platform has been created, so women can share their stories, because you don't know what your sister has been through, going through. And you know what? If she can share her story and get through, so can I. So yes, awesome.
Absolutely. And I've had great examples of great women and strong women. I've had a support system that, I mean, God knew she gonna need all this support right here.
He knows
And
what you need.
I haven't achieved the things that I've achieved on my own by far. And it has been the stories and the struggles of other people who has encouraged me. And I've watched and I've learned, and I'm that kind of person. I sit back and I avoid a lot of trouble. So I sit back and watch. But yes, and so I just appreciate the support. I appreciate the lessons, the hard lessons that I've had to learn along the way from some pretty awesome women, and from some women that they have their own agendas.
Mm-hmm. And it's all a learning process. It's all a learning
Absolutely.
process. You go through certain things with certain individuals for a reason. Now, it's up to us if we decide, okay, is this going to make me or break me? Is it going to pull me up? Is it going to pull me down? So that's when you have to be in tune with yourself and want to know that, hey, this is not beneficial for me. I have to let it go. Or you know what? This is very beneficial for me. So whether it's scary, it looks scary, I don't think I can, I'm a trial and error person. I'll try it at least once. Now, if it don't work the second time, okay. But if it works and it keeps working, I'll say, okay, we on to something.
And for me, I sit on it for a while. I will try it. It's funny because someone actually told me that recently. That she was calling me courageous, and I was like, oh no, And she said, no. Every time you've done something, you've done it scared. And
Mhm.
I mean, I've been working with her for a while. And so she says, every time you do something, you do it so scared. You always tell me how scared you were or that you are at
Yeah,
the time, and yet you still do it. And you have made it through all those scary things.
that's right.
And I mean, when somebody else put it in perspective for you, it's kind of like, because I can't see my own life. I'm just going with the flow. But to have somebody else look in and say, look, no, you're the bomb.
You
You're
do
you're moving, you're
absolutely.
moving in fear and you don't even realize it.
Yes,
And I just again, I don't know, because that's a credit to God. Because I
absolutely.
am scary when I make decisions, and it'll take me a long time to make it. But once I make it, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna do it.
You can do it. Yeah, I mean, and that's where that faith steps in. That's where the unbelief turns into belief. And you know what? It's like, if I don't do this, what's gonna happen? I'm gonna stay
Yeah.
in the same place. But if I do this, it is going to cultivate something inside of me that I never knew I had, or I never knew that I could do. So definitely keep going. Do it scared. That's one of my mottos too. Do it scared. Just do it. Yes. So we're gonna go into our next question. I want you to tell the viewers who are watching, what does legacy building look like for you and your family?
Um, Actually, I've thought a lot about that. Um, I'm the first college graduate, so I think that kind of where it started, getting a college degree. I'm in school now to get another one. Well, look at that. And
That's what happens when you're live.
I know all the hiccups that could possibly happen, but still some very awesome earrings. I'll tell you a cool thing about these earrings at the end. um, let's see, legacy building. Like I said before, I already come from a line of entrepreneurs, but one thing my family did not have was education on financial literacy. And so when you are uneducated in financial literacy, you tend to spend money before you get it or mismanage money, or you know there's you don't leave the financial legacy, let's say that. You
Right.
live a good life while it's good, and then um there's something to show for it, all the hard work, all the sweat and tears, all the sacrifices. So I would say money management is the number one thing. And I'm late coming in late in the game. I made a lot of the same foolish decisions when I first started in business, just spending money and just living, whatever. Because you think you got it going on until you don't.
Hello.
And so learning about investment. So I've taken some great precautions and making sure that I understand investing and investments and how they work, and how can we grow in that space as well. And ultimately, all that is to create a sense of financial freedom. Of course, anything can happen, life can happen, all stuff can come crumbling down. Who knows? But at the end of the day, I would say getting my family to the point where we all cohesively understand what money management is, what financial freedom really looks like, how we can use investments, how we can use savings, how we can continue to build businesses that actually generate significant and revenue.
Absolutely.
A lot of people say, "Oh, I own a business." I'm like, okay, anybody can have one, but are you really operating in business? Are you really, making revenue, creating jobs? I mean, when you look at it from that standpoint, you see it through another set of eyes. And so, of course, that's part of that legacy. And then, of course, just our love legacy. My family is just, we're tight knit. and we love each other unconditionally. You know, we work through our stuff together. And so those are the type of principles and values that I would like to see get passed on to my greats ever, you know. And that would be the family legacy for me, ideally.
Awesome. No, that is very amazing to share. You know, especially in, I would say, in the African American culture, you know, financial literacy is something that we really have to tap into because money is a tool, and when you learn how to use that tool to gather more revenue. Myself, when I first started in business, I'm a business owner. I'm a business owner. I have multiple businesses, but I was operating not as a business owner. I was operating as I had extra income to take care of my needs and wants, and I wasn't putting back into my business. And it was just like, how can I run a functional business? And you have to invest back in your business. You know, I'm gonna add another question in here, if you don't mind. What does investing back into your business looks like?
So it comes in different ways. So the first thing obviously is monetary, because you want to make sure the business can keep operating. Um, but then it comes other things come into play. Like how are you treating the people you partner with or your employees or businesses that you do business with, if you're a business to business company, if that's your structure. Um, it could be how you're treating the community. You know, are you giving back to your community or to people in your industry? All of that is ways that you can invest into your business. You're going to get a return on all of that.
Right.
So, you know, I remember early on in Tackle Tutoring's first days, I used to do a lot of free stuff. And then one day I started working with this financial advisor. And basically she said, no, you create a space that this is your investment back into the people. But that has to make sense.
Mm-hmm.
So your monetary investment have to make sense with your non-monetary investment is what I'm saying. So all these things play a part together. And you'll see a return on both ways. And I did, you know, and I created spaces where I began doing scholarships for low income families who could not necessarily afford tutoring services. But, you know, they had the opportunity to come across Miss Nicole.
Wow, that is amazing. Yes, yes, yes. You know what? And when you say that, I really have to dig into, you know, we all are gifted with gifts inside of us. And we all are placed around individuals that would help us cultivate that gift and enlarge that gift. And you have done just that, to where you were able to give back to the community, but also they were able to see what you were doing, possibly refer other individuals, maybe help connect you with other resources. So like you said, it all comes back, but you do have to be strategic in how you invest. So that was a good tip. Thank you for sharing that. So next we're going to go into who or what has inspired you over the years.
Um, so again, I've always had a help spirit. Like I always want to help. I always want to help. And I remember um, asking God early on in my life. I was like, why do I go through so much? Like I'm so young. Why am I going through all this? And one day I realized I needed to go through all that stuff so that I can begin helping to change other people's lives, to
Right.
really inspire other people. I needed to really understand. And so what ended up happening is my misery became my ministry. And
Wow.
that
Say that again, ma'am. I'm sorry. Say that again. Yolanda, I have Yolanda the moderator. Yolanda, please make sure you type that into the comments. Say that one more time.
my misery became my ministry.
Wow.
And through that, as I mentioned before, I had a very strong support system. And, you know, of course, God, which I really was angry with God for a long time. Because I was like, why did you do this? You know? But outside of that, my mother, I mean, I cannot ask for a better mother. I I'm surprised that she my mother sometimes
Wow.
because my mom is a fixer. I mean, she just gets stuff done. I don't even know how she do it sometimes. So, but my mother and then my sister. I mean, my sister, we like the three musketeers. We we got each other's back.
Mm-hmm.
And my sister has poured in so many ways in my life. I don't even know if I would have life without them two.
Wow.
Um, and then my children are obviously support. Um, because they're your children. They love you, and you don't have to be perfect, and they still love you.
You know what? Right there. I have to do a plug in. My daughter is in sports, and at the end of basketball season, they had to write a letter to the parents. And my daughter wrote me a letter saying, "Mom, I love you on your good days and your bad days." Let me tell you, I just bawled out crying because I try to keep it together so much. But she was like, "No, I love you beyond that." And for our children to see us firsthand before the world, to see us how we are, and know that they support us through it all, it is an amazing feeling.
It is. It is. I mean, parenthood is rewarding. Yes, you go through your issues and you know they get on your nerves and you got to punish them and they don't really realize when you punish them is really harder on you. It really
Right.
hurts you. You know, it hurts
It
you to
hurts me to do this to you.
yes. You don't really get that. But I mean, outside of that, I love being a parent. I love my children. So and then of course my friends. I have a very small circle. And for the longest, you know, I only had 4 friends, and I got 5 friends. But my friends have, I mean, carried the cross with me, girl. All the mornings of um, me crying, and I'm having mood swings, and you know everything. No matter what it was, I mean, they went on the ride with me. If
Hmm.
I love, they loved. If I hate, they hate. If I'm sad, they're sad. You know, they literally have loved me through this entire system, this entire process of life. I'm not letting none of them go. We locked.
Right. I think for that TikTok, yes, ain't no letting up. Yes, and when you have that core support system that helps you and actually has been there for you, it is rewarding. And and for the people who have been there through stages of life, but then also not to hold myself back because sometimes you'll think, and maybe just me, I would think of me being in a place to where that person has helped me through, but then you know what, I'm no longer in that place, but I definitely have appreciated all the support and help that was able to help pull me out. So I like to tell my individuals, hey, thank you for being there at that time when I really needed you, because I didn't know if I was going or coming. Been stuck in depression, and like you said, had to use the help, have to be there for everyone. I feel like I was a counselor for every single person that I came across since a very young age. I kid you not, people would just blah, 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 blah. I'm like, oh, and I would just hear, just listen. You're easy to talk to. They may not have to want to talk to you, but just being a listening ear to someone, to complete strangers, like people I would meet in the store would just open up to me. I'm like, okay, God, what is going on here? You
Yeah,
know,
I think that's a God thing. You know, um, that has been part of my story too. You know, people just, I mean, they gravitate to me. They just pour all their stuff out on me.
yes,
And honestly, it don't even bother me most days.
hmm,
Sometimes I walk away heavy, probably because I was already heavy before it started.
right,
But most days it don't even bother me. I'm so honored to be able to just, like you say, hear somebody out or give them some encouraging words. Um, I'll tell you a funny story. One night I was at the club and it was a busy club. And I
hmm,
walked in the restroom and my first mind said, "Dang, the restroom empty, ain't nobody in here." And it was a woman in there crying. And she
Wow.
literally turned and fell in my lap. I learned about her entire story in less than 5 minutes. I held her in my arms. I encouraged her. And I knew when she walked out the restroom, she was okay.
Wow. Oh,
So,
that's
I
amazing.
mean, strategic things like that, nobody could have put those two things together.
Right.
I needed to be in that restroom with her.
For her, yes.
Yes. So, I
Absolutely.
think that's just, like I said, that's just a God thing.
That is, you know what? That is crazy that you say that. Those things continue happen. Just recently, maybe a couple of months ago, I was traveling from the grocery store, and I'm on the Beltway heading home, and I'm pulled over behind someone. Didn't know who it was. I just thought that they would stop, and like the help. It was dark. I see the hazard lights. I see her out the car panicking. What I do? I parked my car, get out. I'm like, oh my God, it's dark, but oh well. I got out. It was a lady and her child were just involved in a hit and run.
Oh my goodness.
I was like, do you want me to call the ambulance? So I called the ambulance for her, make sure she was good. And then I left. I said, you're okay. And I was like, God, thank you for allowing me to be there for her at that time. Now, I never saw her again. I don't even know her name. If I see her today, honestly, I probably wouldn't even know what she looks like because it was dark. But I was just grateful to be at the right place at the right time.
And normally after those experiences happen, I normally just take a second and thank God. I'll be like,
Right.
Lord, thank you. I don't know why. I don't know, but thank you. Because I
Right.
know, there's a reason. And when I was young, I was real holified. And I used to be like, Lord, use me. And, that's what's happening. He's using me in his own way. And I'm okay with it.
Absolutely, yes, and that's our superpower is letting God use us in the way that He intended, because He is not gonna let anyone else be used by what He has given us. So yes, we are very grateful to be able to do the things that we do. I think so.
I think so.
Yes. So look, now we're gonna go into let us know what are your future plans or events that's happening.
Okay, so one upcoming event, April 15th,
Yes.
our collaborative 2023 Spring Carnival is going to be located at Pearland Early Childhood Development Center in Pearland, Texas. If you want more information about the carnival, please see my Facebook page or visit my website. Um, the carnival is from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. We are accepting vendors at this time, and we're asking that the family come out. So family friend, what is it called? Family friendly event,
Yes,
and it's
absolutely.
outdoors. There's going to be plenty of games, food, prizes, tickets. I mean, you name it. Plenty to do for a family event or outing. The second thing I would like to bring up is that I'm got my ideas on doing a little getting into a little real estate a little bit.
Absolutely, come
I think
through.
that's one of my future plans, and I'm just trying to get myself in a position where I'm able to start really, dipping and dabbing in that a little bit. Obviously, to continue building my businesses, Tackle Tutoring right now has a contract with Harris County Education Center. So um, sometimes we get hub schools where we're able to provide tutoring services.
That is a major deal, Nicole. That is a major deal.
I know. I'm trying not to forget to say anything because my mom would choke me. She always tell me, "Oh, you're just so modest. You need to tell people." And I'm like,
Hey,
I don't want to seem braggy, But anyway,
but
today,
you never know who needs what you have. So
I
and
know.
that's what we have to get out of that. You know what? Hey, it ain't my fault. Don't take it. Look, take it up with God. Don't be bad with me.
And then obviously, the daycare center, Pearland's Early Childhood Development Center. It is a licensed child care center with the state of Texas. We care for children 6 weeks to 12 years old. Um, so that's that. And then, of course, the Black Pearl Blue Hope Project, LLC, is that's my baby right there. So future plans, and I'll let you know on that. So, of course, I published 2 books. Here's one of them, my first book. Go over here outside of it. The Black Pearl Blue Hope, Surviving Through Mental Health. It's a short memoir about life, living with mental illnesses and what that looks like from a Christian perspective. How do we get over the hump? How do we move from, okay, I'm in disparity to, okay, now I have some hope. One of the number one causes of suicide is hopelessness. People like to assume that, oh, they're killing themselves because of this and that and that. But really what it all comes down is when you don't have any hope, that's when you say F it.
Yes, and you
know, and logical thinking and reasoning, it just don't go in the same sentence with F it. It's like, I don't care anymore. There's no hope left. And so anyway, this book is designed to give hope and for you to kind of take yourself on a journey. There is there are sections in here where you can write and notate and do little, exercises. And that's strategic because I don't want you to only listen to my words. I want you to hear your own words and see your own words, and you go on your own journey. Yes, you're learning about my life, but only to the extent of how it's going to help you see things.
That's right.
And how they manifest and show up in your life. And then obviously the documentary is about how my family and friends, that support system, responded to all of this. What is it like when somebody in your family start going through depression and anxiety? And for most people that's not familiar with these, they're familiar with terms. They're not familiar with illnesses and what that entails and how that shows up in different people. Because
that was very good how you worded that.
How I show up as depressed is not the same way your depression is going to look.
Right.
I live with depression and anxiety every day, and most people can't believe it. They're like, what? Yeah, that's a struggle that I have every day. I have to take medication. I got to keep myself on level. This pretty smile is a pretty smile because I've had collaborative and communicative wellness measures, and so through the Black Pearl Blue Hope Project, that's why I'm going into that whole little spiel, is because I designed a Facebook group called the Black Pearl Blue Hope Holistic Wellness Group. And outside of that group, we want to grow and the group for support. So I invited a whole bunch of mental health professionals, people struggling with these illnesses. I mean, you name it. It's an open group that anybody can join. And I just kind of let people have free range there. It's a space where I'm trying to build this mental health or this wellness community because I believe in holistic care. And I'm saying holistic as in WHOLISTIC. Holistic in that sense.
Wow.
Where we are addressing issues on the mind, body, and soul, that we do not have to just depend on one measure or another. If you deep in church, I remember they was like, pray it out, you ain't believing enough, pray harder, fast longer, and I'm like, okay, wait a minute, this is not adding up. What the kids say, the math not math. It's not adding up. And then, you go to the doctor and they give you these pills and you're thinking you about to take a magic pill and no. And so what happened is I tried everything, medication, therapy, you name it. But what I found in the end is that holistically, you have to treat people. You can't do one or the other. You can't treat the soul and ignore the body. You can't work with the mind and ignore the soul. It doesn't work. You have to treat people holistically. And so that's the idea or the vision that the Black Pearl Blue Hope Project is moving into, which is why all of my speaking engagements and my events, even through COVID, has been about holistic care. Because, and I shifted from directly dealing with just mental health, because mental health is just one piece. Honestly, I think the CDC current statistics still say about 25% of Americans either going to deal with it or have dealt with mental health in their lifetime. And so, I mean, you look at 4 people, one of those people.
Mhm.
So, I mean, a family of 4, one of them got an issue.
Absolutely. You know what?
And so,
yes.
you know, it's better to educate people and be proactive on the front end with dealing with things, so that we can reduce the suicide rate. We can reduce, I know what it's like to be on that side of the fence. You know, I tried to commit suicide, so I know what it's like to be hopeless. I know what it's like to be on the other end of it. But I also know now I'm on the front end. It's like, okay, and there's a long spectrum between the two.
Wow.
There's a lot of different things. And so my coaching and my speaking, it's all surrounded about building life. That's why it's for self-development, because only you can help yourself. You know, everything else and everybody else are just tools and support.
Right. Absolutely. You know what? You have said a lot of gems this evening on a lot of things that a lot of women deal with, and then women in business and just overall individuals. So, you know, with that being said, Nicole, in April, we will be focusing on mental health awareness because that's the month of May, and that's what it's kind of geared to. So I'm going to bring you back in May, and we're going to dig a little deeper. So see, you open up a whole other can of worms, because we need to hear these things of how we can become whole. You know, what tools can we use? Where can we go? How can we recognize certain triggers? How can we, and inform someone, hey, that we're not okay, and don't be embarrassed about it,
So I want a storefront. I want Black Pearl Blue Hope Project to have its own building. And I just know we're gonna change so many lives through that center, and the plans are already there. They're already written out. The
Right,
dimensions
the
are there. The money is there. The money isn't there. The money needs to be there.
The money is there.
The money's there. It just haven't hit my pockets yet. But what I'm saying is, all the plans for the Black Pearl Blue Hope Wellness Center is already laid out.
Awesome.
So I said I was going to start reaching out again to more investors. I need to get that building put up. Do you know the lives that?
Yes.
It's absolutely amazing.
And look, I'm gonna tell you this, because this is something that I've learned. While we're waiting for that building to come, we are the building, and we're gonna go set up shop to places who need individuals like yourself, who needs to be poured into, who needs resources. So until that building comes, I guess I got a new mission to help you with, ma'am.
Okay.
I heard it loud and clear just now. So I just love the fact that you and I have really just came to a place to where, we could really help one another grow and be stretched. And, just look at the bigger picture of, yes, we're working together, but we're working for the community, and we're working for our family to just share our knowledge, to share our experience, and to share our resources and get them connected to who they need to be connected with.
Mm-hmm.
Yo, we could stay on here forever. I
know. It's so natural. It's just so comfortable being able to talk and chat with you, and we'll have other opportunities.
Yes.
We'll have other opportunities. Before we get off, I want to let people know that you can order books on any book retailer. You can get it on Amazon, Barnes and Noble. Books.com. You read it. Make up your own website. It's there.
Awesome. So look, Nicole, let us know, how can others connect with you, whether that's social media, whatever you want to share.
So social media, I'm just Nicole Goodman on social media, whether that be Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. I guess I should tell people if I'm a little slow getting back to you, charge it to my mind, not my heart. Yeah, because I'm kind of slow on social media getting back with people, but I do get back with you. But yeah, if you want to follow me, it's Nicole Goodman. Obviously, everything through social media. I mean, it's streamlined.
Yes, absolutely.
The websites are listed there. If you're interested in childcare, it's Pearland's ECDC. If you're interested in tutoring, it's Tackle Tutoring. If you're interested in Black Pearl Blue Hope, it's Black Pearl Blue Hope, and those are the handles for each of those businesses.
Awesome. And we'll make sure that those handles are in the comments for individuals who is going to either do a replay or need to come back and reference that. We'll make sure that you all are able to reach Nicole. So whatever you saw fit tonight, with her sharing her story, and she has plenty of more. She will be back on the podcast just to share information with us on how to become whole. Like, I think that's just a whole new thing I want to focus on. Like,
well, I said I was going to tell you something about these earrings.
Oh yes.
So I found these earrings at a local beauty supply, and this used to be my logo for The Tackle, that first business that I started when I was 18.
Okay.
And this is an Adinka symbol from West Africa, and it means by God's grace.
Wow.
Isn't that awesome? Like, I just went in and found them, and I was like, oh, look at that.
And it fits you. When you came on camera behind the scenes before we went live, I noticed your earrings. I was like, oh my God, those are nice earrings. So good.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I'm glad that's what it meant. And that means you are totally covered by his grace. So don't you ever forget that.
I won't. And thanks for having me on, Shakita. I appreciate it.
Yes. Thank you for taking time out to be on the podcast tonight, y'all. So as we wrap up Women's History Month, this was our last segment of Women's History Month. Yeah, go ahead.
That's what I wanted to tell you. Thank you for celebrating the local women that are trailblazers like myself. It's Women's History Month, and we are making history.
Yes.
And I just wanted to tell you that. I meant to tell you that last weekend, but now that you just said that, thank you, Shakita. We need more people like you to celebrate the small people. The people that it's not way up here. We're not what's her name? The scandal lady and all these people, but we're making history too.
Yes,
you know what I'm saying? And so yes. I celebrate you during this time period as well. Thank you.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much. I really do. And it's the reason why individuals like yourself and the women that say thank you for doing what you do. Because sometimes I'm like, I don't even know what I'm doing. I'm doing it because I know God is leading me to it. But then it's like, you know what? I want to create a space to where, one, I feel celebrated as well, to build a community. So that's what it's all about. And I just appreciate you for just locking arms and believing in the vision. And there's more work for us to do together. And you all just continue growing and thriving in your business. We have more things to come. So please make sure you follow us on Facebook, Women with Vision and Purpose, Instagram, _WWVP, and we are now on YouTube, becoming _WWVP. Also, if you are not linked into our website or receiving our newsletter, we are having the biggest expo happening October 7th. And again, that's to celebrate women in business. We are looking for vendors, keynote speakers, panelists. Everything is on our website at www.vp.online. Everyone have a great night. Thank you for tuning in with us. Thank you for staying through the glitch that we had, but after that it was smooth sailing. So I just appreciate everyone on here tonight. Nicole, thank you again. And until next time, make sure that you are becoming the woman of your dreams.
I am becoming the woman of my dreams.
That's right. I am becoming her.
Good night.
Yes. Good night, everyone.